The Detroit Lions are building one of the most lethal offenses in the NFL. They improved mightily in the second half of the 2022 season and carried that momentum into 2023. But they weren't so concerned about the players they had in place. The management and coaching staff knew that they'd built a system that would allow players to thrive. That's why they weren't afraid to trade away their star young tight end TJ Hockenson to the Minnesota Vikings at the trade deadline last year. The fan base reacted to the trade of their star player with question marks, but their manager Brad Holmes assured the fan base that they had a plan in place to stockpile young talent and build an even stronger offense in future years. Lo and behold, only one season later, they have a younger tight end on their roster who might become an even better player than Hockenson. His name is Sam LaPorta and is currently taking the NFL by storm. In Week 13, Sam LaPorta led the Lions with 9 receptions for 140 yards and a touchdown. Some outstanding numbers, but they don't tell the entire story. While recording his historical game, LaPorta took full advantage of every opportunity he received, catching all 9 targets sent his way. And he's quickly gaining the trust of his veteran quarterback, Jared Goff, who continued to target him time and time again on third down. On top of that, despite questions about his blocking ability coming out of college, LaPorta is proving to be the full package. He currently has the best pass blocking grade of any rookie in the league, regardless of position, and he has the best run blocking grade of any rookie tight end. His all-around game has made him a vital part of the Detroit Lions' dangerous attack this season, and the scary part is that he's only getting better. Recently, Greg Olsen, a former Pro Bowl tight end who's now an analyst, had this to say about the rookie. He's a guy that can get himself open. He's a guy that can just win a matchup. He's not so reliant on the perfect scheme versus the perfect defense for him to pop and be the read. He can win. He can find the space. He can win, man. He can find holes in zone. That's some high praise coming from a guy that knows a lot about the tight end position. But Olsen isn't the only big name that's taken notice of LaPorta's remarkable rookie season. Legendary tight end Rob Gronkowski had this to say about LaPorta. Sam LaPorta is definitely changing the game a little bit for rookie tight ends. You have to be a smart player to contribute right away, especially at the tight end position, because you need to know the run game and you need to know the pass game as well. And Gronk isn't lying. In fact, Sam LaPorta, through 14 games, has already surpassed the Legends receiving yard totals in his rookie year, and he's currently chasing Mike Ditka's rookie tight end yardage record set way back in 1961. So who is this guy, and what makes him so great? Let's get into all of that. Sam LaPorta was born in a very small town in southern Illinois with a population of only 10,000 people. There he attended Highland High School, where he absolutely dominated. At the time, LaPorta hadn't fully developed physically. He was about 6'3" and 190 pounds in his junior year. Now, LaPorta measures at about 6'4" and 240. But being at such a small high school, his coaching staff utilized him in every way they could. Highland was far from a major football program and had never had a player as talented as LaPorta before. They utilized him as both a wide receiver and a defensive back, where he just dominated. During his 4-year career at Highland, he recorded 3,793 receiving yards and 50 touchdowns, while also locking down opponents on defense. In his senior year alone, LaPorta caught an astounding 7 interceptions. He had tremendous mobility and instincts for a man his size. LaPorta was so good that the school's longtime head coach, Jim Warnicki, anointed him as team captain when he was just a sophomore. And when he was asked what it was like having LaPorta at Highlands, Warnicki said this: "We'd never had anyone like him. When he was on our team, we felt, in a sense, like invincible. We knew he was better than any other team's dude that we would come across. It was a tremendous sense of confidence. It's like we have an answer for everything." But still, despite his dominance, scouts weren't coming to see him since he played at such a small school that rarely developed legitimate football prospects. However, Iowa special teams coordinator LeVar Woods was visiting nearby Edwardsville High School to scout star defensive end A.J. Epinesa, and there he got a tip from Edwardsville coach Matt Martin to go check out LaPorta. Woods was immediately impressed and invited LaPorta to camp on Iowa's campus. LaPorta impressed the entire staff, who saw plenty of potential in the young star and offered him his only scholarship to a major college program. But it couldn't have been a better fit. Iowa is renowned for developing offensive linemen and have gained a reputation for being one of, if not the best programs at developing tight ends in the entire country. Former Lion star T.J. Hawkinson is an Iowa product, but he's not the only one. Other notable stars that came out of the Hawkeyes program include 49ers superstar George Kittle and Dallas Clark, who was one of Peyton Manning's favorite weapons when they played together in Indianapolis. Dallas Clark has an extremely similar playing style to LaPorta and instantly became a mentor and major role model to the young tight end. The reason why Iowa has such a knack for developing tight ends is thanks to their head coach, Kirk Ferentz, who was an offensive line coach for various NFL teams before taking the head coaching job at Iowa in 1999. Not only that, but his son Brian Ferentz worked for the New England Patriots from 2008 to 2011, where he served as the tight end coach. During his tenure, he was given plenty of credit for the development of both Rob Gronkowski and Aaron Hernandez, two of the best tight ends in recent memory. And while LaPorta was playing at Iowa, Brian Ferentz was serving as the team's offensive coordinator. There couldn't have been a greater opportunity for any player that wanted to develop at the position. Ferentz taught me a lot of things that I never really knew in my career, said Gronkowski, told a reporter when discussing the LaPorta stardom. He just taught me these little niches on how to block, how to keep the block going, and what to do, where to place your hands, keep running your feet, and I just loved him as a coach. And LaPorta ran with the opportunity as soon as he arrived on Iowa's campus. He was one of the few true freshmen to stick with the team in 2019 and eventually developed into the starter in 2021. In his final season at Iowa in 2022, LaPorta earned the respect of the nation by becoming one of the star players on his team and was named as the top tight end in the Big Ten. But because he didn't have a star quarterback throwing to him, his numbers were lackluster compared to a few other star tight ends around the country, so scouts were split about his potential entering the draft. The report on LaPorta was he had great instincts and work ethic, but that he might have lacked the speed and athleticism to shine at the NFL level. Contrary to those beliefs, LaPorta impressed at the Combine by finishing top 3 amongst tight ends in the 40-yard dash, the 3-cone drill, and the 20-yard shuttle. And lo and behold, when Brad Holmes stepped up to the podium with the 34th overall selection in the second round, he announced that the team was selecting Sam LaPorta out of Iowa. The selection wasn't immediately met with roaring applause. A lot of fans preferred Michael Mayer, a tight end coming out of Notre Dame who was bigger and far more productive statistically during his college career than LaPorta was. And Mayer was selected by the Las Vegas Raiders 35th overall, one pick after LaPorta went. But LaPorta quickly put those doubts to rest when he entered the NFL. As soon as LaPorta showed up to camp, it was obvious that he had a whole lot to offer. As it stands, LaPorta has 64 catches for 679 yards and 6 touchdowns for the Streaking Lions. He already has more touchdowns than he scored during his 4 years at Iowa. Meanwhile, Mayer only has 22 catches for 251 yards and 1 touchdown for Vegas. It's not even close. The new regime, led by Brad Holmes and head coach Dan Campbell in Detroit, has completely shifted the culture and the outlook in Detroit. And now they might have one of the all-time greats developing at the tight end position right before our very eyes. But what do you guys think? How good is Sam LaPorta? Is he going to become a future superstar in the league? And how good are the Lions? Where do they currently rank among NFC powerhouses? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more of our sports news and insights.